Tonight, we are hearing from Roanoke Mayor Joe Cobb for the first time on the surprising announcement to explore a casino. Good evening, I'm Mitch Carr. We thank you for joining us. Kate Capodanno is off tonight. Mayor Cobb said yesterday that the Berglund Center could turn into an entertainment center. More than a casino, a parking garage and a hotel with restaurants to follow. Mayor Cobb emphasized the city is still early in the process, but plans are to revitalize the center, not to start from scratch. Cobb said the plans would be for a private-public partnership, with the money mostly coming from a private, unnamed group, with the project being on city-owned land. Mayor Cobb says the decision comes as the city works to find ways to make money without raising taxes. Cobb confirmed reporting from the Roanoke Rambler that there is a non-disclosure agreement in place with an unnamed partner, and said the fact that many, even within the city government, were surprised by yesterday's announcement was not an accident.
When we're exploring something, there's a difference between exploring something and work that has to be done confidentially and letting everybody know. So we have to be very careful about that process. And I think most people who operate businesses understand that. So our intention is not to keep people uninformed, which is why we wanted to announce that we were exploring this yesterday. And as we continue to progress through these steps, we'll be keeping the public very informed about what's happening.
Mayor Cobb says the next step is talking to legislators to move the proposal forward because it must be approved by the Virginia General Assembly. And it's worth mentioning two of those legislators, Sam Rasool and Joe McNamara, said yesterday that they do not support a casino coming to Roanoke. Now, Mayor Cobb has been on the job less than a year, so WDBJ7's Colby Johnson talked with some of his predecessors to get their take on whether it's a gamble worth taking.
On Tuesday, Roanoke announced it's exploring plans to bring a casino here to the Berglund Center. And while city leaders have been unable to provide much information at this point about what the ins and outs of that plan would look like, today I caught up with two former mayors of Roanoke with combined decades of service leading the city to get their thoughts on the idea. David Bowers doesn't think a casino is the right fit for Roanoke.
Roanoke, the Roanoke metropolitan area, just isn't that big. So first of all, I'm not sure that the market is going to be able to sustain both a Rosie's in Vinton and a casino in downtown Roanoke.
Having served 16 years as mayor across 4 terms and having narrowly lost a 5th term in the most recent election, Bowers thinks the lack of nearby cities like the North Carolina border towns that feed the Danville Casino would hurt the Star City. Bowers thinks future economic development should be focused in the Evans Spring area, not downtown. He also thinks getting legislative sign-off and passing a referendum with voters is a long shot.
I'm not so sure that's going to go over very well. So it could very well be a several-year process of study that's going to just flop anyway.
Sherman Lee was elected mayor in 2016 and retired last year. He says he'd need to see more research about the potential impacts a casino would have before knowing if he'd be in favor or not.
It's happening in other areas now. I look at Petersburg, I look at Portsmouth, I look at Danville. It can be an impact, and they're bringing in millions of dollars down there. So let's not just shut the doors on this just yet. Let's think about it and how it can help.
As a pastor and devout Christian, Lee says he understands the moral objections many may have to a casino, but also acknowledges the city's financial needs and the revenue a casino could generate.
The city is handcuffed to a degree. There's only certain ways that we can raise money. We do not want to tax citizens on certain things, but we have some dire economic needs, and we're a city that have a high poverty level. All those things are concerned. So how can we raise funds?
In Roanoke, Colby Johnson, WDBJ 7.